this is where I put the trail in, where my other canoe is heading, right up here. Yeah, this is it. Last time I was here, this was all washed out a couple of years ago, but they fixed it up. That's good, so I can park. Right up here, which is a better spot. One year makes a big difference. Alright, the adventure begins. The trail is right down there, my other canoe. Yeah, the trail is right down there. My other canoe is just, I can't remember exactly where I hit it. Hopefully it's still there. I think I'm gonna carry everything down there and just hope that nobody found my canoe and stole it. I'm sure they didn't, but who the hell knows? I'm all packed up and ready to go. Just gonna bring my cooler, my pack sack, life jacket. Should be paddles in the canoe. It's not supposed to start the thunderstorms until late in the day. So we'll see what happens. Got my bear spray, my knife. Nice and cloudy out, that's good. Yeah, there's no guarantee that canoe is going to be in there. Or, as I said, I can't remember exactly where I put it. So it might be a short trip. Oh, where's my keys? I already locked it. Okay, there's my key. Okay. Let's be on our way. I think the trail is it right here. Yeah, holy jeez. Everything looks so unfamiliar. Everything looks unfamiliar. I'm just babbling to myself. So the bears can hear me. I doubt if anybody's been in here. I wish I could remember where I left that canoe. Did I leave it right down here? Or Or they put it somewhere else. That's the question. And it's really... Oh, there it is right there. Well, that's very fortunate. Ah. That's really good. Okay, first I'll take this stuff over to the creek. Next thing I got to worry about is if there's enough water to paddle up this little creek here. Oh, just ended up in a water-filled hole. Looks pretty shallow. Huh. There's no way I can put it in right there. I don't know. I don't know. No, I can't put it in there. I think this is where I put it in the water. It's right here. I don't know. It's pretty shallow. This time I'll walk a little farther away from the creek. Yeah, it's very humid out. Hopefully there's no hornet's nests or animals sleeping under here. Oh, there it is. Very interesting. Forgot I had those cushions in there, so that's a bonus. There's a big spider in there. This looks like a good spot. There we go. Whew. I'm in the canoe. This is just a tributary creek to the main creek. Let's see if we can get through here. Oh, geez, I'm stuck already. There goes the camera. I'm going to paddle. If I can make it out to the main part of the creek here, I'm going to paddle a couple miles down to a waterfall. And then I got to walk to the bottom of the waterfall. And I have another canoe stashed down there. Hopefully it's still there. Right at the end of this little tributary creek, there's a spot. It's pretty tight to get through too. Just up ahead here about 50, 100 feet. And then I'll be on the main creek and I should be good. Yeah, it's very, very humid out today. There's the main creek right there. I gotta get through this little spot right here. Actually, the water must be higher than it was the last time I came in here because I got through there no problem. Yeah, the canoe is leaking a bit. Oh, this must be filling up quite. Yeah, look at all the water piling into this thing. Where is it leaking? Maybe once it gets some water in it, it'll stop leaking, because it's going to be leaking at this rate. I can't really paddle down here. Because I've only been in it for like 5 minutes and I've already got that much water in there. Anyway, I'll paddle a little farther and see what happens. See if it's the moisture swells it up and it stops leaking. I moved to the stern of the canoe. And we'll see what happens here. The bow where I was sitting, I think that's where the leak was. So if I sit back here, it shouldn't leak. I'll like sitting in the bow and facing towards the stern when I'm paddling alone, because if the wind picks up, it's a lot easier to control the canoe. So I got to think about that too. The bottom of the canoe seems really really solid. So I'm really surprised there's that leak in it. Doesn't really appear to be leaking down here. So I just got to dig out my knee pads and I'll start paddling down there, but I gotta watch it, because I'll literally be up shit creek if this canoe starts sinking on me. Then I'd have to pull over and walk up through the bush to the road. Yeah, so gotta be very careful. It's definitely not leaking. I gotta paddle about 2 miles down here to get to the falls. I got the camera mounted on my hat, so hopefully it's pointed straight ahead. That was a bit nerve-wracking, because I really wanted to get in here. But I think the canoe is going to be good. There are ways to patch the canoe. You just get a bunch of pine sap or spruce sap, and you can heat it up and put it right on wherever the hole is. I don't really want to have to do that. Next time I come in here, I'll just bring some fiberglass and patch the hole and leave the fiberglass with the canoe. This is the canoe I used for at least 25 years. It's a Scott tripper canoe, 17 foot. The canoe that I use regularly now, that I bought after this, was a Scott Echo canoe, which is 15 feet. It's not as wide as this, but it's still fairly stable, and it goes faster through the water, and it's in a lot better shape. It's got metal seats. This one doesn't. This one has wooden seats, which eventually wear out. Probably gone about a quarter of the way. This is a nice deep Fairly clear water creek. More than halfway now. Lots of bugs buzzing around, but no mosquitoes, black flies, or deer flies so far. This creek seems really high for this time of year. As I said, I haven't been in here for 2 years, but I don't remember it being this wide and high at this time of year. If that's the case, there's going to be lots of water falling over the falls. We're just about there. There's a duck. I gotta walk down to the bottom of the falls. The falls drops probably 100 feet, but it's not straight down, it's in 3 levels. It's all covered in by bush, so it's nothing spectacular. Where do I launch? Or where do I put the canoe? I think it's right here. There we go. Just go over here for a second. Take a quick look at the falls. As I said, it's in 3 levels, so it's nothing spectacular, but some parts of it are sort of spectacular. That's the first part of it. Anyhow, enough of that. Now the next thing I got to worry about is whether my canoe at the bottom here is still there. I'm not sure if there's a paddle down there. I can't remember. I think there is, but I'm not going to take any chances. I got all my other stuff. Fishing rod and tackle and safety equipment and life jacket. I just got to remember where the trail is now. So I'll turn this thing back on when we get down near the lake. Something's not too happy with my presence. I got a bit of an obstacle here. Okay. Now where do I go? I went a bit too far over that way. And now I'm back on track. I'm at the steep part. It goes down to the lake, so should be down there in about 5 minutes. Look at that, the canoe's sitting right down there. It's looking good. I'll be able to fish out here and at the bottom of the falls. Right on. I wonder if anybody has been in here. I bet nobody's been using this, because nobody ever comes into this lake. This is just a little bay in the lake. It goes down about 3 miles. But I'm going to fish right over here at the mouth of the falls. I'm not catching anything there. Sometimes you catch tons of them there, and sometimes you don't. If not, I'll paddle up the lake a bit. I don't have much time though. There's thunder showers coming in. Let's take a look at this. Let's hope I'm glad I bought a couple paddles down, because There's no paddle here. And I also thought there's a net in here, and there's no net. That's too bad. Anyway, let's get to work. I'm in the canoe. Let's see if I hear any gurgling sounds. So far so good. Okay, we'll head over to the falls. A nice big hill over there. Let's head over to the falls. The base of the falls is right over here. That's where I'm going to be fishing. Unfortunately, when I was walking down here, I lost the top part of my rod. Hopefully I can find it on the way back. So that falls is so covered with bush you can't even see it from this angle. I'm just going to fish anchor out in the middle here and hook up my line and see what happens. I know there's walleye and jumbo perch, bass and pike in here. There we go, first cast. It's got a scented minnow on there. Nothing so far. At least the rod's, at least it's casting on it. First three casts nothing, so I'll turn this off until we catch some. You can see part of the falls right up in there. I didn't have any bites at this pool, so I'm going to paddle out on the lake a bit. There's a nice perch. The limit is 50. All I need is about 32 of them. No, actually I'd be happy to catch about 4 or 5 of them, so maybe I'll just stick around here and see if I can catch a few more. I caught it right there. Now this feels a bit bigger. Maybe it's a pickerel. Oh, it's a big pike. Am I gonna get? I gotta get him off without putting him in the boat. There's a beauty of a pickerel I just caught. Just at the mouth of this little bay out from the falls. So I'm just gonna sit here and see if I can catch 3 more of them, or 2 more. So I already got that perch. It's really getting dark out, even though it's only about 2:30 or 3. I know there's a huge storm system coming in, so sooner I get these fish caught, the better. Just caught another one. Got to get those on a stringer. There we go, another 16-17 incher. So I got my limit. Well, I caught 3 walleye and I kept 1 perch, so now we got to get out of here before that storm comes in. Take one last look at that mountain, the hill, big hill over there. Yeah, it's foggy out and really humid. There we go. That's about 17 inches. That's about 15 inches, and that's about 16 or 17 inches. So 3 nice pickerel and a perch. I could have caught unlimited amount of pickerel in here, or walleye, whatever you want to call them. This is a place that nobody ever fishes, and it's absolutely loaded with fish. It's not easy to get into. So it's an adventure getting in here, but that's the results. So that's the end of that. I'll leave the canoe there. Still trying to decide if I'm going to walk up along the falls. I'd like to, but I lost the end of my fishing rod on the way down. I didn't come down that way, so so I think we'll have to look at the falls another time, because I really like to get that piece of my rod that I lost. Good chance I won't find it, but I'd like to try at least. So let's forge ahead. Very steep going up here. Right in that part there, it's almost vertical. Almost back to the canoe at the top of the falls. Here's an old stubby. Royal Crown Cola, I remember that. Orange soda. Molson Canadian, Maxwell House coffee. Yeah. I didn't find my rod tip. Unfortunately, bush is just way too dense. I'm not sure exactly where am I going anyway. I think I'm way off my trail. There's another wine bottle, it looks like. Here we are here. It'd be nice if the rod tip was right here somewhere. I don't see it. Well, look at that. It's right here. Here it is. Right there. Excellent. I dropped it right at the canoe. Back in the canoe. Time to paddle upstream. Made it back. There's a little side creek. Vehicle's just up there about 500 feet. See you next time, canoe.